The Legend of Zelda. Released in 1986 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, this is the game that started the entire series. Players control Link as he explores the Kingdom of Hyrule in search of the scattered pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom to stop Ganon. Instead of guiding players through a fixed path, the game encourages exploration from the very beginning. Hidden caves, secret passages, and optional upgrades became a defining part of the series and showed how rewarding curiosity could be. Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. The second game took a very different direction. While the world map is viewed from above, towns and combat switch to a side-scrolling perspective. Link gains experience, learns magic spells, and becomes stronger over time, making it feel closer to an action role-playing game than its predecessor. Although its style remains unique within the series, it introduced ideas such as deeper combat and memorable characters living in towns across Hyrule. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Released for the Super Nintendo, this game returned to the overhead view while expanding nearly every part of the original formula. Link travels between the Light World and the Dark World, with each version of Hyrule affecting the other. Clever puzzles, carefully designed dungeons, and a rich story help define what many people think of as the classic Zelda experience. Many mechanics used in later games first appeared here. The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Originally made for the Game Boy, this adventure takes place outside Hyrule on the mysterious Koholint Island. Instead of rescuing Princess Zelda, Link must awaken the legendary Windfish by collecting magical instruments. The game stands out for its dreamlike atmosphere, emotional story, and unusual characters. Despite the limited hardware, it proved that a portable Zelda game could feel just as memorable as a home console release. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Released on the Nintendo 64, this game brought the series into 3 dimensions. Link travels between childhood and adulthood while trying to stop Ganondorf from conquering Hyrule. The lock-on targeting system made sword combat work smoothly in a 3D space and influenced many later action games. Along with memorable dungeons, iconic music, and an emotional story, it became one of the most celebrated video games ever made. The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. Instead of returning to Hyrule, Link finds himself in the strange land of Termina. The entire adventure takes place during a repeating 3-day cycle before the moon crashes into the world. Time management becomes part of every quest, and masks allow Link to transform into different races with unique abilities. Its darker themes, emotional side stories, and unusual structure make it one of the most distinctive entries in the series. The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Seasons. Developed for the Game Boy Color, this game focuses heavily on action and combat. Link travels to the land of Holodrum, where changing the seasons alters the environment and opens new paths. Although it can be played alone, it was designed to connect with its companion game, creating a larger adventure when both are completed. The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages. Released alongside Oracle of Seasons, this adventure places greater emphasis on puzzles and exploration. Link journeys through the land of Labrynna while traveling between the past and the present. Actions taken in one era affect the other, creating creative challenges throughout the game. Linking both Oracle titles unlocks additional story content and the complete ending. The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords. Included with the Game Boy Advance version of A Link to the Past, this was the series' first multiplayer adventure. Up to 4 players work together while also competing for gems and rewards. Cooperation is necessary to solve puzzles and defeat enemies, making communication just as important as combat. Although simple compared to later games, it introduced multiplayer to the Zelda series. The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Released for the GameCube, this game surprised players with its colorful, cel-shaded art style. Link sails across a vast ocean filled with islands, uncovering the remains of an ancient Hyrule beneath the sea. The expressive animation gives the characters remarkable personality, while the story explores themes of legacy, change, and moving beyond the past. Over time, its visual style became one of the most admired in the franchise. The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures. This GameCube sequel expands the multiplayer concept while also allowing solo play. Players guide multiple versions of Link through individual stages rather than one continuous world. The game combines puzzle solving, teamwork, and classic overhead exploration while bringing back familiar villains and introducing new twists involving the mysterious Shadow Link. The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Created for the Game Boy Advance, this story introduces the tiny Minish people who normally remain hidden from humans. Link gains the ability to shrink to miniature size, turning everyday objects into enormous environments filled with puzzles and secrets. The magical talking cap, named Eslo, becomes Link's companion throughout the journey, adding humor as well as important story moments. The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. This darker adventure launched on both the GameCube and Wii. Link is pulled into the mysterious Twilight Realm and gains the ability to transform into a wolf. Alongside his companion Midna, he battles to save Hyrule from the forces of Zant and Ganondorf. The game combines realistic visuals, large dungeons, horseback combat, and one of the series' most emotionally developed supporting characters. The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. Built for the Nintendo DS, this sequel to The Wind Waker makes full use of the touchscreen. Players control Link by tapping the screen, drawing paths, and solving puzzles in creative ways. The adventure continues the ocean setting while introducing a central dungeon that changes as new abilities are earned, encouraging players to revisit it with fresh strategies. The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. Also released for the Nintendo DS, this game replaces sailing with train travel. Link explores a new kingdom by driving a magical locomotive across expanding rail networks. Princess Zelda plays a much larger role, accompanying Link as a spirit who can possess powerful armored guardians. The partnership between the two heroes gives the story a unique dynamic within the series. The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. Designed for the Wii, this game tells the earliest story in the Zelda timeline. It explores the origins of the Master Sword, the eternal conflict involving Link, Zelda, and the ancient evil that shapes the series. Motion-controlled swordplay places greater emphasis on striking enemies from specific directions. Floating islands in the sky and the surface world below create a setting unlike any previous Zelda game. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Released for the Nintendo 3DS, this adventure revisits the same world introduced in A Link to the Past while adding fresh mechanics. Link can merge into walls as a living painting, allowing entirely new ways to solve puzzles and explore dungeons. Players are also given greater freedom in choosing the order of many objectives, making the adventure feel more open than earlier games. The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. This multiplayer-focused title for the Nintendo 3DS centers on three Links working together through puzzle-filled stages. Players stack on top of one another to reach new heights, solve environmental challenges, and defeat bosses. While the story remains light-hearted, the emphasis on teamwork makes communication and timing the key to success. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Released alongside the Nintendo Switch, this game reinvented the series with a vast open world. After awakening from a century of sleep, Link is free to travel almost anywhere from the start. Climbing, gliding, physics-based puzzles, dynamic weather, and survival elements create countless ways to approach every challenge. Rather than following a single path, players shape their own adventure while uncovering the forgotten history of Hyrule. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Building directly on the world of Breath of the Wild, this sequel expands Hyrule into the skies and deep underground. New abilities allow Link to build vehicles, combine equipment, and manipulate objects in ways that encourage creativity. The story reveals ancient secrets connected to Zelda, Ganondorf, and the kingdom's earliest history. By giving players even more freedom while delivering a larger and more ambitious world, it represents the latest evolution of the long-running Zelda series.